So if things couldn't get any worse after yesterday, yeah, I see yesterday as an overall win in free agency for the Green Bay Packers. Getting rid of David Bakhtiari and Devondre Campbell's contracts, signing Josh Jacobs and Xavier McKinney, two solid starters, but letting go of Aaron Jones in the same process definitely hurt a lot. If that couldn't get any worse, this morning it was announced that Aaron Jones is signing with the Minnesota Vikings. And man, this just hurts because, Aaron Jones is one of my favorite Green Bay Packers as a player, as a person, and this just really hurts to see. I'll bring it up on the screen, and it hurts even more because it's a 1-year, $7 million deal to the Minnesota Vikings. Now, this just got very messy a little bit because the Packers wanted to give a massive pay cut to Aaron Jones. He was set to make $17 million in total against the salary cap in 2024. And if you've been a part of this channel, we all knew that wasn't going to fly in 2024. That was not going to remain the same. And I know asking for pay cut after pay cut after pay cut isn't, kind of realistic. And Aaron Jones shouldn't have to take pay cut after pay cut. The Packers signed him to that contract. They agreed to it. But the NFL is a business, and at the end of the day, these type of things never really play out. Not many players play out their entire contract through a team towards their 30s. Not many players play on only one team in their entire career. So now the Minnesota Vikings again, picking up another veteran Packers player because it worked so well in the past with Zadarius Smith, Greg Jennings, Chandon Sullivan, to name a few, and now Aaron Jones. Now, Rob Demovsky put out an article on ESPN this morning, and the headline is basically this. The Packers did not set out to sign a big-name running back, but when talks with Aaron Jones about a pay cut broke down last week, they quickly pivoted over the weekend and decided to go after free agent Josh Jacobs. But by Friday, Jones and his agent Drew Rosenhaus informed Gutekunst and Vice President of Football Operations Russ Ball, the team's contract negotiator, they would not take a pay cut as sizable as the one the Packers proposed. The Packers didn't want to leave Jones hanging over the weekend, so they essentially told him that they would have to move on and turn their attention elsewhere. So it really seems like this all came down to what the Packers requested as a pay cut for Aaron Jones, and it seems like the Packers honestly got his market valuation right. The fact that after not accepting the pay cut, he goes and tests free agency after being released and signs a 1-year, $7 million deal with the Minnesota Vikings. I mean, if the Packers were looking to even get a 50% pay cut, that's still more than what he just signed with the Minnesota Vikings. But I understand it, right? Aaron Jones definitely deserves to go make his money. Now he'll be making money from both the Minnesota Vikings and the Green Bay Packers. And there's no real enemy here, in my opinion. Brian Gutekunst, to me, makes the hard decisions, and that's what you need a GM to make. You don't want him to only make the easy decisions. He makes the hard decisions every time, and yeah, when they happen, it's a tough pill to swallow, and us as fans were hurt. It's happened multiple times when Brian Gutekunst has released veteran players that we all know and love, but then a year or two down the line, we look back and we go, hey, that was the right decision. And I know it sucks right now, and it definitely hurts, and you might want to sit here and point fingers and say, why did the Packers ask for so much of a pay cut from Aaron Jones? And, why can't they just pay Aaron Jones what he deserves? I understand that, but what they were set to pay him was way far apart from what the valuation of Aaron Jones actually is. And as you see, he signs for a $7 million deal this morning. I put it as like a 15% chance yesterday that potentially Aaron Jones would be back, but I went to sleep pretty much like, hey, Aaron Jones is not going to be a Packer anymore. The Packers have committed to Josh Jacobs as running back number 1. So even if over the weekend, Aaron Jones says, hey, we're not taking a pay cut. Then they see the Packers sign Josh Jacobs. Even if the Aaron Jones had any bit of, okay, maybe I'm going to come back to the Packers, it probably died right then and there. Seeing the Packers go out and spend that type of money on Josh Jacobs to be their number 1 running back, even if Aaron Jones wanted to come back, would he play as much? Would he be the running back number 2, right? That all probably ended right then and there when the time the Packers signed Josh Jacobs. So Aaron Jones said, hey, I'm going to go sign with a division rival. Today's video is being brought to you and powered by BetUS. And right now on BetUS, you can bet on the Green Bay Packers winning the NFC North in the 2024 season. They have the second best odds right behind the Detroit Lions. The Lions at plus 160. the Packers at plus 215. And I think after the moves yesterday, yes, even including this hurtful Aaron Jones move, adding Josh Jacobs, a 26-year-old running back that's had the rushing title in the NFL a couple of years, adding, of course, Xavier McKinney to this defense, which is a home run signing in my opinion. I believe the Packers' odds to win the NFC North are higher than the Lions as of right now. So if you were to go ahead and bet the Packers to win the NFC North and place, say $50 down, you could win $107.50. So I'm going to go ahead and make that bet. And if you want to tail my bet on BetUS, then blame me if it doesn't happen. But I have high hopes. I do believe the Packers will be winning the NFC North in 2024. They have so much talent. They have so much draft capital, and they could still sign some more free agents. So again, thank you to BetUS for sponsoring today's video. All the information down in the description below.
BetUS, America's favorite sportsbook and casino. Live betting and racebook. We're celebrating 30 years with a historic offer. A 125% sign-up bonus on your first 3 deposits. Plus 10% gambler's insurance. Get started today. BetUS, where the game begins.
Now, it seems like Aaron Jones is definitely going through it as well, which he has every right to. If you go on his Twitter here and you sort by his liked tweets, there's a couple that he has liked this morning right after this news dropped. One by Zach Cruz saying, Packers asked a star player and beloved person in the locker room to take massive pay cuts in back-to-back years because of cap/contract situation of their own creation. Aaron Jones will get no hate or animosity from me. And I 100% agree with this tweet, right? Like, the Packers created that contract. They just didn't want to finish it out. And like I said, this happens a lot in the NFL. I don't have animosity towards either group, towards Gutekunst, towards Aaron Jones. It's just how the game works. It's how the business side of this game works. And a lot of the time, it's not fun. It doesn't end perfect, right? You don't walk into the sunset as an NFL player. Most players never play for this just one team their entire career. I mean, hell, even Tom Brady didn't, right? This happens so often in the NFL. It's just the hard part of the business. Then he also liked another tweet saying, front office and Goot looking real funny in the light, shitting on one of the best running backs and human beings in team history. Y'all could spin it how y'all want. So seems like Aaron Jones is definitely annoyed at the situation, which he has every right to be. Maybe he just wanted the Packers to pay him, but hey, at the end of the day, $17 million for a running back turning 30 years old, it's just simply not going to work. And that was the truth of it, and that's why it didn't work out. And that's why Aaron Jones is a Minnesota Viking. And that's why Josh Jacobs is a Green Bay Packer. And speaking of Josh Jacobs, his contract layout just came out. And this is why I always say, don't overreact on the initial contract average per year. When we saw that come out, 4 years, $48 million, $12 million annually, a lot of people are going, oh, that's an overpay for Josh Jacobs. But you got to wait for the legwork of the contract to come out to really see how it breaks down year by year, because it was only $12.5 million guaranteed, which is low. And this deal basically comes down to like a 2-year deal with 2 option years, or even a 1-year deal with 3 option years. And I'll show you why. Josh Jacobs' cap hit in 2024 is only set to be $5.425 million. That's a very good deal for Josh Jacobs for this 2024 season. Yes, it jumps up in 2025, but still less than that $12 million mark at $11.3 million. Now it jumps up over $12 million in 2026 at $14.6 million. And then in 2027, it jumps up to $16.6 million. But to me, this is a 2-year deal where the Packers have an easy out after Josh Jacobs is 28 years old. And the Packers did the same deal with Aaron Jones pretty much. And we see how they got out before that contract ended, it just being after 3 years. So the Packers have outs, and they do this with running back contracts because a running back position is at this point a revolving door. And the running back market has crashed so much that you can always kind of make these deals. You know, the running back signs it, and then you don't go through the entire deal, and you do the same thing. You just repeat the process in a couple of years with a running back that is at that point 26 years old, right? You can keep doing it. You can see the dead cap in 2024, $12.5 million, because that's what he's guaranteed. Then in 2025, it's $9.3 million. In 2026, the dead cap would be $6.2 million, and in 2027, $3.1 million. So if the Packers, keep Josh Jacobs for 2 years, under $12 million per year, and they want to get out in 2026 when he's 28 years old, it would incur 6.2 dead and they'd save just under $8 million off the salary cap. Even more if they put it to a post-June 1st designation cut in 2026. So again, this is why I say don't react, or overreact, should I say, on the APY when it comes out. Now, Xavier McKinney's deal has yet to come out, the legwork of the deal at least. We know he's making 17 APY, but again, I could see his cap hit this year like 8 or 9 million. So just wait on that contract, and I'll post it on this channel along with this one and along with everything else, kind of really showcasing what right now the Packers salary cap is, because we can estimate and whatnot, but we don't have an exact number right now. But once that all comes out, it'll be a video on this channel, so be on the lookout for that. Oh, but man, this definitely hurts this morning to see. Like, going to bed last night, like I said, I thought Aaron Jones probably gone as a Green Bay Packer, but I thought maybe signs with another team in the NFC, and maybe they play him once, but that's about it. Maybe signs with the AFC, or hopefully he signs with the AFC and we don't play him at all, but he signs with the Minnesota Vikings, and now we will play him 2 times this year. And I do feel bad for Aaron Jones, because that team is not destined to win at all this year. I mean, they just signed Sam Darnold yesterday to be their starting quarterback for $10 million, and likely will sell their entire house to move up in the draft and select some draft or rookie quarterback. And that situation is going to be a mess, and Aaron Jones is now a part of it. So it does hurt to see the Vikings just continue to do this. They just continue to sign, Packers veteran players. It's so annoying that they continue to do this. It never works out in their favor. It's just hilarious. And it's so disgusting just to see, these beloved Packers players in this disgusting purple jersey. But I want to hear your thoughts down in the comments below. I'm sure emotions are very high, and we're going to have a lot of, hate comments towards the Packers front office and whatnot. I get it, right? But at the end of the day, the NFL is a business, and business decisions have to be made. And Brian Gutekunst is, he makes the tough decisions, and that's what makes him a worthy GM, in my opinion. It hurts right now, but in a couple years, or even after this year, we'll probably be looking back and going, hey, it was probably the right call at the moment there. But I appreciate you guys coming by to the video. If you could, please leave a like down below. It supports my channel a ton. But I'll catch you on the next one. And as always, go Pack Go.